Hi, everyone. Welcome to Chicks Talking Pics.
Hi there.
Hi, Jenny. What are you
Hi,
doing?
Sandy. I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. I wish I was where my background is,
Oh, that'd be nice.
but I'm not. That's a fake
Yeah.
background, everyone.
Where my background is probably covered in snow right now.
Okay. Well, we can be hopeful.
Mhm.
All right. Hi, everybody. We have two images from one maker today, and we are going to discuss a little bit more about the San Diego
Okay.
International Photography Exhibition entry rules and stuff like that. So so it's going to be a shorter one, I think. Maybe, I
We'll
don't know. We'll
see.
see. Let's get started. You're up, Jenny.
Okay. This is a really graphic image, which is very nice, very simplistic. Um, you know, doesn't have too many elements going for it, so it's kind of easy to look at. Um, One of the things that bothers me, but I know it doesn't bother Sandy, is the intersection of the palm frond with the roof right here. Oops, that's the line tool. Um, but yeah, this area here. I think if you got down lower, it wouldn't have been touching that. I know Sandy didn't have an issue with that. So that's just my preference. But there are a couple other things that like, and this would be easy to just crop in a little bit because you got a couple palm fronds sticking in here. And if you just cropped it, you could easily get rid of those. Um, and then down here, you have that darker area from the roof. And again, that's an easy crop to get rid of if you didn't see that when you were in the field. Those are always the type of things to look for when you're shooting, but sometimes we miss them. We all do it. And so checking your borders afterwards. But I do really like the palm frond. It's really sharp. It's a nice contrast to the white, very straight edges to have a natural form that's curving. It's a play on contrasts. Um, Take it away, Sandy.
It's funny that he's got a palm frond because I've got palm fronds in my background picture.
Oh yeah, you do.
So, okay, so I love everything Jenny said, but I have a little bit of different take on it. I would not crop from the left-hand side. I would just clone those two little palm fronds, those two little edges out of there. I
Yeah,
would
you do that.
I love the image. I really, really love the graphics of this image. It's just, I don't know, it just speaks to me for that reason. It's unusual. It's something judges don't see. So it's caught my eye. I'm not sure what category I would put it in if you're going to enter it in the fair. I don't know, Jenny, do you have a thought on that?
Um, no, no, because it doesn't really fit plant life, and I don't think it would really fit architecture
Right.
because they're both equally strong in the image.
Yeah, I agree there. Well, think about that.
So I'm
Yeah,
not sure.
I'm not sure either. But if we think of something, we'll let you know. But what I would do a little bit differently is I would it's tilted. I think
Mhm.
the roof, if you could leave, or if you could just drop that right, or what do they call it in Photoshop, or just rotate this image just maybe about you know 1 degree or maybe a little bit more to straighten that bottom roof out so it's like a horizon, it's straight. I think that would even help the graphics of it. And then I would crop in from the right maybe an inch or two. I think
Yeah, I was just thinking about that, like
yeah,
something like
the
this.
palm frond is too centered for me.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly, Jenny's got it. So just kind of rotate that about a degree, crop from the right a little bit and take out those two little those palm fronds entering on the left. I think that would really help the image. And then the only other thing, if I don't know if you can see my mouse, or Jenny can
Yeah,
maybe
I can see your
be
mouse.
in between these this little line that goes straight up
Oops.
could be some kind of a antenna coming off the roof. I don't know. Get rid of
Right
those
there.
in between the palm fronds. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
missed that right there too. Yeah.
Yeah. I would just do that. But otherwise, I love the graphics of the image, but I just don't know what category I would put this in. I'd have to really look at the categories. Nicely
Yeah.
done, and thank you for not having any dust spots. And oh, I love the colors, the blue and the white and the green. I just yeah, I love the whole thing.
Yeah, and it's possible it might not really fit in any category, which is
True.
unfortunate, but sometimes you can't fit an image into a pre-made category unless they have a catch-all category.
Yeah. Do we have an other category? I don't know. We should know
Eh,
this.
that's kind
I
of
have
what cell phone was for a while, the catch-all
yeah.
category. I don't know that the fair has anything else.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, that's my thoughts on that. Let's go on to the next image because I don't think we have any shooting data on the other image. So my turn. I get to start. You want to hear
You get to start.
more from me, or do you want to say some?
Go right
Jenny
ahead.
and I, yeah, Jenny and I discussed this image in a lot of detail because we are trying to find a way to, I don't want to say recover it, but I think help it in other than going back and reshooting this under some different conditions or perspective. I think we agreed on some things we could do to help this. So first of all, before I did anything to this image, I would crop it because I think we have too much distracting. Yeah, Jenny's going to put in some lines that we discussed. I would crop into the top because I don't want that pole coming out of this artwork's head, so to speak, if you want to call it that. And then I would crop from the right because of a couple of reasons. The the cobweb that's hanging off to the right, either get rid of that or crop it out. And that blurry big, yeah, right, exactly. Jenny's got it covered there. That big blur of what is it called? Donkey tail succulents in the foreground, which kind of is so out of focus. It hurts my eye a little bit, or my eyes drawn there. We loved the armor. We loved the whole, the whole story of this armor. And so that's kind of the crop. We would do something like that, maybe a little bit off the bottom too, to make it more the ratio a little bit more pleasing to the eye and not so much a panoramic, but definitely get rid of that post in the left-hand side. Jenny, go ahead, finish off what.
Yeah, and the crop on the top is to help get rid of some of the window and the tree coming out of his head in the back.
Yeah.
Even though they're out of focus, they're still somewhat distracting. So yeah, when we were talking about the advantage of reshooting this is if you went back on a cloudy day, you would get much better lighting across, some much more even lighting across the face, because right now the shadows are very harsh on it. So yeah, if you had a cloudy day or early or late in the day, you might get a better, I mean, I don't know where this is, if it has a chance to be in the shade. That would make a difference because you lose the detail on the shadowed side of the face, and then the bright side of the face is just too bright.
Yeah,
and
I
we
agree.
were discussing the plants on the one side. Let me get the annotation tool over here, whether we like this area or not, because they kind of look like they're coming out of the armpit and they look a little funny. So if you changed your angle of view, you could solve some of these problems. You get rid of the blurry in front of the armor and shift the window off of the area behind his head.
I think this
Yeah.
looks like the sun is coming, well, we can see where the sun is coming
Right.
from. So from the right-hand frame, so it's kind of everything side lit, which isn't
Mhm.
bad. A side lit image is great, but I wonder if you shot this with a different sun, a different time of day, to where that background is darker, because that sun is hitting not only the side of the face, but hitting the background. And I think the background competes with your subject.
Mhm.
So if you could capture this at a time of day when the sun is not directly on it or the background. I don't know. I'm not there. I don't know where you shot this and at what time of day it was, but I wonder if it would behoove you to go back and reshoot this. I personally, I would do that.
Mhm.
I would go with what we know so far and go back and try to improve and reshoot it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, sometimes that's what you got to do. You learn as you're shooting, and maybe the time of day just didn't work, and there's not much you can do about it. And, you know,
Right. Right. So anyway, that's what our thoughts on this. I think we have some metadata on it. So it was shot at 1/250 of a second, which is totally fine, at a f5.6, which is, I think, is great because it blurs the background out. You've got everything on everything you want in focus on the correct, the same plane, uh, which again, that bottom right hand corner is not. So that must be the other arm coming forward. So watch that when you're reshooting. ISO 200, because you had plenty of light. So that's great. Good. Okay, let's go on to the
Fair.
San Diego International Photography Exhibition changes this year. So Jenny, go ahead and start.
So they are getting rid of a category, and that's digital illustrative art. And we didn't go back and look at the definition, but I believe that's any digital art that doesn't have its basis as a photograph. So if the basis is a digital drawing, because they do have a digital art competition, I believe, that's entirely different from the photo competition. So yeah, the digital illustrative art is gone. And AI generated work is becoming very popular. You can't use it. To prove you didn't use it, they might ask for your original photo.
Which is a good change. I believe that's really a good change, and asking for the original photograph, like a lot of competitions do, or a lot of what should I say, respectable competitions do, like this one is, then you better have your original image.
And let's see. So the digital photographic artwork, and that would include composite work. You have to send in all the thumbnails of all the components of your image, which Sandy and I don't usually judge. So I think that's going to make judging a little bit longer for that category. I don't know. There'll certainly be a little more complication on submitting it.
Yeah, I wonder if it will, people will not put their images in that court category now. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see
I
how
don't
many.
know. I mean, some of the work in that category is pretty top notch.
Yeah. Oh, it's very good. Very good.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think the people that have traditionally entered that category will still enter it. They'll just have to do a little more work on their entry and submitting all the thumbnails.
Yeah.
Weight limit.
The judges, pardon me.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. The judges for that category too are just spectacular. So yeah, they'll very, very, very well-known judges for that category. Go ahead.
Yeah, and they do a lot of instruction, or have in the past, in digital art. Yeah, and so now there's a weight limit on everything. If you've ever hung in the fair, they just hang it with Velcro. So yeah, unless you want it falling off the wall, make sure it's not too heavy. Something we saw a lot of in past years is a float mount where they've just mounted the photo. Usually it's on metal or canvas, and then they just stick it to a mat board to meet the size requirement. That's not going to be allowed anymore. And then there's a new category of non-seasonal landscapes. So do we want to discuss that at all?
Well, I think we, in last episode, we talked a little bit about maybe the seasonal landscape categories were going away, and I did not go in and check that. So my fault, but I want you all to be aware that, watch your categories. We had a couple that were submitted to our, to Chicks Talking Pics that we didn't know if they would fit better in the non-seasonal or the seasonal categories, if they still exist.
Right. And it was always, the seasonal categories are always tricky because you can have a beach scene in the middle of winter in San Diego and it doesn't look like winter. So they usually recommended you turn it in, you submit it to the season it looks like, not the season it was shot in. So this might help with that confusion, because you could shoot something in Antarctica in the summer and it looks like winter for anywhere else. So I think that might help. I think the other seasonal categories still exist, but like Sandy said, we're not positive.
So since we're not positive, it will direct you to the San Diego County Fair website. And that is the link that you see right in the middle there. And then we'll say, hey, if you have some time, George, Lois and Amethel will be talking. I think both of them will be talking about the new changes and answering any questions you may have in person at George's camera on Claremont on Saturday the 18th of February and Saturday March 18th at 1:30. So you might want to attend those offerings. And then again, they'll be at Light Chasers at George's camera on Saturday, March 21st at 6 p.m. So you might want to try to attend one of those and ask the questions pertaining to your specific needs.
Yeah.
Jenny?
Yeah.
Anything else to add?
No, I will put the link to everything in the show notes so that it's easy for you guys to grab it.
Good. All right. Well, thanks everybody. Let's, if you have pictures to send us, again, chickstalkingpics@gmail.com, size them 1920 on the longest side, make them a JPEG format, get them to us as soon as possible, because we are running out of time to review them for this year's competition.
All right. And if you want to make sure you don't miss any of these episodes, hit the subscribe button and the little bell will notify you when we come out with a new episode. So happy shooting.
Yeah, happy shooting, everybody. Take it easy. Good luck at the county fair this year.
Yep.
All righty. Bye.